get the link? I'm so confused. Oh. Alright, somebody's in here. There's 2 people, me and someone else. It should be fixed now, the freezing. What's up, Samurai? Let me know if the freezing's back. And let me know, do you have any questions or do you not have any questions? We'll just find that out real quick. I gotta send out an email next next live stream so we have more than 3 people in it. But that's okay. Sweet. Alright, sounds good. Yeah, I've done a few of these live streams. I don't know if you've seen any of them. I used to do them just for fun on my channel sometimes, but I'll probably start doing that stuff again here soon. But yeah. Cool. All right. Well, let me know what you got, so I at least have something to talk about. But yeah, that's expected, you know, since everybody just jumped in the last few days. So I'm sure there'll be a lot more people jumping in, a lot more questions, things like that, going through after, like next week and the week after. All right, we got 2 people in here now, so that's cool. I think we only had 3 or 4 total, so that should be about everybody. Story niches. Reddit's a really good place to go for stories. I can just kind of play around here and look for some stuff. It's not like I haven't researched that particular niche a whole lot, but we'll see what we can find here. So if you just go like, let's just go interesting stories Reddit. Like, and so when you say story niche, are you talking more like what kind of stories? Just like crazy stories that happen to people where you kind of like cover it, or I haven't really looked into this niche, that exact niche, too often. Stuff like this, maybe.
Game where grandson and granddad will bond.
Out into the road. I was traveling at 50 miles an hour with 42,900 pounds in the trailer. I've never felt before studying the nature of his wounds.
I'm assuming things
They
like this
notified
you're
the
talking about, right?
Of operation, it traded under the less exciting name of Vernon Valley Summer Park.
Okay. This is actually a cool niche, though. Just telling, like, interesting stories that you find. Okay, so you're talking news articles, heartwarming stories, things like that. Yeah. Yeah, so just, I mean, basically just, you can Google basically anything to come up with good ideas. Yeah, mystery, scary, true crime. So, like, as far as, so those are, like, kind of three different niches. So, but you can mix them all together, like you said. So, for mystery or scary, Reddit's a great place to go to find those stories. Or if you literally just be like, top 10 scariest stories no one knows, or something like that. I mean, if you just Google, like, weird stuff like that, all 82 scary stories to tell in the dark ranked, right? So, like, there's, like, stuff right here. There's 82 of them. The Slithery D. And so I'm wondering if these are actual, like, Slithery D story. Yeah. Yeah, so, like, there's a whole wiki on it, dude. I don't know if there's... Yeah, there's a whole Scary Stories wiki, man. That's crazy. Yeah, so... that alone is all you need to do, really. I mean, they got a whole wiki. Just find interesting ones, and you should be able to find like 1 million on this site, I'm assuming. But yeah, any top 10 scariest stories, cool stories to tell. I mean, just Googling everything, man. You can find literally any idea. I don't know if you got into this part of the course yet, though, the researching module. But yeah, I mean, you can find, especially just random stories, you can find that all day. As far as news, you can find news on the news. Hey, David, what's up, man? Or same thing with crime. So, like, top 100 crime stories. And I'm sure there's a crime wiki and top 10 interesting crime stories that no one knows. Murder cases you've never heard of. 50 plus crime stories that'll shock you. And then, of course, you can search YouTube for ones that you could then look into more. So then from here, you can just kind of read these, and if one interests you, like, oh, that'd be an interesting one, and then you could take this right here, type it into YouTube, and see if there's any videos on it, right? And then if there's not a lot, or even if there is, and you can, you know, jump in on it. Yeah, there's only like few videos on it, but this is just one example. Obviously, there's 50. And then, yeah, that's basically all you'd have to do. And then you can obviously Google way more information on it and find literally as much as you need to put it into a video. So, yeah, no, I mean, those stories are fine to use. Yeah, those are like just legit facts, right? So, there's no copyright in telling a story or, covering, the happenings that happened in crime or whatever else. Yeah, so there's no copyright issues or anything like that with that. But that sounds like a really good niche to do for you because, first of all, it's, I should probably get off of the, I'm literally creating a mirror, my bad. So that's a good niche to do because there's like unlimited topics that you can do pretty much, right? Especially the 3 things that you said. I mean, even just scary stories alone or just crime stories alone are, unlimited topics that you could pretty much do for those niches. So, and it sounds interesting, right? Like, it's something where when you're putting it together, you'll probably have fun doing it. Like, it won't be super boring or anything like that because these are usually interesting stories that are fun to read about anyway. So I think that's a really good idea. I think you'd have a lot of fun doing that. And, yeah, like I said, there's almost unlimited ideas you can do with it. So I think that's a good route to use for you. The only thing, if you're going to do crime stuff, try not to show, like, graphic stuff like blood and things like that too much, like the crime scenes and things like that. That's where you could get issues with, limited ads and things like that. So just try to keep it as clean as you can as far as that. But yeah, I think that would be a lot of fun to do for you. And then sometimes, like, so if they're not well known, also another tip is if they're not well known crimes or something, you like try to keep it broad to where the title and the thumbnail are something that would interest anybody if they're just stumbling across it, right? So like the Hunziker murder or whatever, we'll just say Hunziker murder. If nobody really knows what that is and your title is just the Hunziker murder, there's probably not going to be a ton of people that are going to find it, right? So you're going to put like this crime story you haven't heard will shock you, something like that. That's going to pull in everybody regardless of whether they're searching for that term or not. So that's just a little side note that I just thought of that might help you if you're doing that kind of niche. So hopefully that helps you out, man. I think that'll be a fun niche for you to do. And then David, we got you in here. Do you have any questions, David? And then I'm one of the viewers, so there's one other viewer who I don't think has said anything. So let me know who that 4th person is. And then other than that, yeah, Samurai, hopefully that helps you out, dude. Yeah, David, do you have any questions at all? And then whoever the 3rd person is, let me know who you are and if you have any questions. All right, David, you can go ahead and go through any questions you have. And then if nobody else says anything, then I guess this will be a quick one, which is fine. I'll probably send out an email, like I said, for the next one so more people know. Is there any way into the affirmations guided meditations? Pretty passionate. Yeah, I honestly would not recommend that niche. Pretty much, well, let's see. Affirmations, like so is this just like relaxing music and stuff? Or like, are these ones where they kind of speak? Yeah. Like this.
Do you sometimes find the fear of what could happen is making nothing happen in your life?
Yeah, so this is a really hard niche because, look, I mean, yeah, a lot of my students when they first come in want to do like this kind of niche, but like, look at the competition. Like, to me, it's the easy way out, right? Well, you think it is, but it's actually way harder, right? So if you do a little bit of research, which I'm not sure how far you are along in the course yet, but you'll start learning kind of how to find like actual opportunities that like you can jump on and start getting views right away, right? These niches, like, it's like if somebody doesn't really like want to do that much research, they can just jump into this niche, but then it's really hard because look at how many videos there are. Like, it's, yeah, really hard to stand out, right? Whereas there's topics that you can find that you can literally just make a quick video on and, like, literally blow up 100,000 views, you know, within, you know, your first video, first 5 videos, whatever. This is, like, all the, like, thumbnails are the same, right? All the titles are the same. All the tags are the same. All the videos are the same. So standing out in this niche is really, really tough. So, I'm not sure how far along you are in the course yet, but you'll learn more about kind of how to actually find those good opportunities. So it's going to be your own voice, speaking over music, my own voice. Yeah, so that's good at least, so that you're not just like copying a video, which some people try to do, which usually doesn't work very well. But if you're doing your own voice, that's good. That's actually pretty cool. The hard part, again, is going to be standing out, right? So I don't like... You can definitely try it and see how it goes for you. I'm trying to think of any way that you could stand out with it. Like maybe if you do one on, I don't know like a lot about the niche, but if there's different topics, like maybe quitting smoking or something like that. If you could find those certain areas that maybe some people are looking for, but are more like niche down, you know what I mean? Then maybe that would be a way that you can stand out from the crowd. But that's basically what I'm saying is you need to find a way to stand out from the crowd and not just do the like vague ones like all these are, because they're just all day, man. Like you can just scroll forever and there's like tons, right? And all the thumbnails look the same. So if you can find somewhere where you can stand out, kind of, whether it's like relationships or, you know, like law of attraction, right? So it's kind of a different type, right? Law of attraction, affirmation. So yeah, if instead of just doing meditation and affirmation, right, you're finding certain, you know, things like money magnet. That one's kind of vague. Hopefully you see what I'm kind of trying to say. I haven't looked at these a lot, so or even just an interesting like subconscious programming, right? That's like a different way to say affirmation, just something to help you stand out a little bit, and then maybe it can work. What if we have momentum on a channel? Or so once you have momentum, that's the problem, is that tons of people make these videos, but a lot of people probably don't use their own voice like you're going to, which would make yours easier to make because you can stand out and, like, say you find a keyword opportunity inside of meditation or affirmation that could work, right? Instead of you having to go and try to find an affirmation, you're making them, so you can literally make the video targeted towards that keyword, which will be helpful for you. And yeah, once you start getting subs and views and stuff, and subs especially, then yeah, it'll be easier for you to rank for these keywords. Same thing for like my channel, Buy 9 to 5, Make Money Online. It's really hard to rank for that, but I can do it much easier now because I have 30,000 subs, and so I basically start on like video 10 at least, 10 to 20 or whatever, when I first post it, where before I'd be on, you know, page 50. So it's going to be kind of the same thing here with this. And that's going to be the trouble, is beating these guys. If you're not finding something that helps you stand out as far as different topics and things like that, then you'll be competing with, you know, this guy who it looks like he's dominating 2.2 million, right? And so, yeah, that's going to be the thing, is finding certain topics like maybe quitting smoking affirmation or being more productive affirmation. So you're going to want to niche down at the beginning and like do your keyword research inside of it to find like smaller areas that people might be searching for. Affirmations for, so like something like this is what you need to do, is look through all these. So affirmations for, you're going to want like long tail keywords at the beginning to try to see those areas. I guess this is what I was trying to say. I should have just showed you. Oh, you can't see my screen. Hold on. All right. So these areas right here. I didn't know you guys couldn't see my screen. All right. So you're going to want to find these long tail keywords. So type in letters. And I don't know if you've seen this yet in my program, but you're going to find stuff in here. So like affirmation for positive thinking, affirmations for passing exams, right? So that's going to be where there's less of them, right? There's going to be less of these. There's not that many on passing exams, right? So that's kind of what you're going to want to do to start building momentum, is finding these where there isn't as much competition, right? And you're just going to do that by typing in affirmations for and then typing in letters and seeing what pops up. Affirmation for forgiveness and release. So people type that in because it shows up on here. And there's not that many, but the ones that there are have views, right? So that's what you're going to want to do. So you're going to want to title yours Affirmations for Forgiveness and Release, and then you're going to make one on forgiveness and release. You see what I'm saying? So that's how you'll stick out at the beginning. All right. You're searching those, you're messaging. Cool. That's awesome. Yeah, so that's what you're going to want to do, is just find those. So it sounds like you're on the right track as well. Happy to hear that you're going to be recording it with your own voice. I think that's going to really help it be easier for you to do and, you know, not run into any issues or anything like that. So it sounds like you're on the right track, and if you're passionate about it, I mean, you'll find a way to make it work for sure. So, yeah, go ahead and keep going with what you're doing. Sounds like you're doing a pretty good job here on that. So either one of you guys have any other questions? Hopefully that helps you out. Yeah, it matters, but I'd rather have you do ones where searches are low at the beginning than do ones where searches are like where you're not going to ever have someone find your video. You know what I mean? So if you're going after the vague keywords, you're going to be on page 75. No, you're fine. There's only 2 people in here, so no big deal. If you're doing, you know, a broad keyword where there's going to be 75, you're going to be on page 75. No one's ever going to find your video, right? So it's better to do one with a low search volume keyword where, you know, you'll actually be found by some people, which will help you start getting some momentum going, right? And then either way, YouTube is really good at recommending. So if you do a keyword that's like where searches are low, and then people click through and they watch like the whole video, then that still tells YouTube it's a good video. I'm doing the window thing again. All right, it still shows people that that's a good video, or YouTube shows YouTube that's a good video, and then it will still recommend it to people who are like the people interested in other keywords similar to the ones you used. So, you know, you're getting that ball rolling by doing the small search terms. And then from there, YouTube can still grab that video and recommend it to a larger audience because they have a really good understanding of what people are interested in. So you can still get recommended that way, even ranking for smaller search terms. So definitely start out with the long tail keywords with the lower search volume in this niche is going to be how you're going to want to do it for sure, regardless of the search volume. Good question, though. Yeah, really good question. Any other questions so far? And then Samurai, do you have any other questions, or are you guys good? And then there's some other secret person in here that doesn't want to introduce himself, so, which is fine. But yeah. What's the best way to make list channels without doing a crazy amount of research? To look at other people's videos, basically. So if you when you find a list channel, right? When you find a list channel, then you see what kind of stuff they cover, right? So that's the fastest way to do it, is to see what other people are already doing. So like think of an example for you. But anyway, so yeah, so like in general, if you find like any list channel that you find, right, they're gonna cover certain topics, right? And so if you don't want to do the research, then get an idea of what they said in their video and do something similar to that. Or, you know, so secrets Disneyland doesn't want you to know. So you could sit there and you could do research on that for a while, right? And find all the stuff for yourself. Or you can watch this video, see everything he says, and then go top 10 facts about Disneyland, right? And then watch through all these videos. And then you can write down the facts, put them in your own words, and then you're done. And you don't have to do any research. So that's one way a lot of people make the list channels really fast. The only thing with that is you're always going to be competing with that video, right? When you want to do the research, if you come up with an idea that like no one's covered yet, that would be really interesting, right? So if say no one had a video on top 10 Disneyland facts, right? Then you would know you pretty much are going to have a gold mine if you make that video, because you're going to be the only one that made it, and there's going to be tons of people interested in it because people are always interested in Disney World. So if you do that, you're probably going to get a lot of views on it. So if you get a really good idea that hasn't been done, that's where you'll need to do all the research. But if not, you can go seek out videos just like it and just watch what they say, put it in your own words, and you know, you won't have to do hardly any research that way. I go cross-eyed when looking at facts. Yeah, so if you do it that way, you won't really have to do a whole lot of anything except watch the videos and put it in your own words. So, and then you can just find more videos that are the same thing. Pick out 10 out of all these that you think are the most interesting, or 5 or whatever out of the videos you watched, and make a video of your own, and you won't have to do really any research at all. So hopefully that helps you out there. I'm doing the mirror thing again. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Take from multiple videos. So that's what I'm saying. So if you're making a video on top 10 facts about Disneyland, boom, 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 they're all the same. And some of these probably have different facts than other videos, right? So you just watch all those, and you can make multiple probably, because there's probably at least 30 facts covered in all these videos put together. So that was just one example. Good question though. Alright guys, so anything else that you guys have? We'll probably jump off here soon. It's already been 40 minutes. That's crazy. Time goes pretty fast when I'm doing this stuff. Yeah. I have an old personal development channel with a pretty loyal following with 100+ videos. That's awesome, man. So you could definitely take some of the things that you learn in the course and maybe add that to some of the channel. It meets criteria, but I haven't monetized it yet. Nice. That's cool, man. Yeah, so maybe you could pick up a few things in the course so you could then kind of get that going again. If you shouldn't have to make new videos, I don't think. Well, yeah, you might have to. Well, just log into the channel and look. See if it will allow you to apply. If it doesn't allow you to apply, you're either under 1,000 subscribers, or I think you have to get a rolling amount of 4,000 watch hours within the year, I think. Yeah, so you probably aren't still getting a lot of views, probably, I'm guessing. But yeah, if you just log into it, you'll know if you can apply or not. If you can apply, go ahead and apply. If you can't, then yeah, you'll just have to... It'll tell you what you need to do, how many more subs you need, or how many more watch hours you need. No, you won't get rejected just because the videos are old. As long as they're, within the guidelines and you made the videos and there's no, like, bunch of copyright and all that kind of stuff or anything bad. Yeah. As far as, getting rejected, they won't care that it's old or anything like that, so. Definitely worth taking a look at. Although, if it's been 5 years, I'm not sure how many of those subs are still watching or whatever, but it's worth a shot, right? Definitely look into it. Yeah, reactions is another one because it's something where you don't have to be super creative, right? It's something where pretty much anybody can watch something and then just react to it because then they don't have to really create anything. They're just reacting to it, right? So, yeah, that's another one where it's saturated for sure. But, yeah. The people that pull it off, though, it's impressive and pretty easy to do. I know PewDiePie does it all the time now. He just reacts to stuff and gets millions of views, and that's all he really has to do these days because he built up that following, right? So, you guys got any other questions? We'll probably hop off here pretty soon. Cool. All right, man. I appreciate you stopping by and for joining the program and everything. Hopefully you're getting a lot of value out of it. And feel free to email me any questions you have or anything like that as you go along. David, do you have anything else left? Or yeah. Yeah, well, I only cover like one topic, right? So plus I have a course on it, so I'm basically covering the same thing every time, right? I should cover other things, but I'm not an expert in a whole lot of things, right? So as far as being on camera and talking to like my audience, I just don't know what else to cover really because that's all I do is YouTube, so pretty much. But if you're not sitting in front of a camera teaching, then yeah, it's you can do different topics, and it's a good idea actually to do different topics and different keywords and things like that. I just do the same keyword because I'm basically only teaching one certain topic, and I don't really have anything other topics to teach, right? But yeah, so you definitely don't have to do what I do on Buy 9 to 5. That's kind of a whole different type of thing that I'm doing. So hopefully that makes sense. I would like to branch out and teach other topics. I don't know what else I'd teach really, but I'd get more like a bigger audience. That's the thing is like the audience starts getting stagnant, right? To the point where I have to like run ads and things like that to get new people because I'm ranking for the same keyword over and over. Another good question. You guys came with a lot of good questions, which is cool. Today I researched make money online because it came up in my searches, said low competition. Yeah, sometimes it's random. There's definitely not low competition. But, yeah, sometimes it's, I don't know, TubeBuddy's weird too sometimes. Everything's weird. So that's kind of where you have to mix vidIQ, TubeBuddy, all the different tools, as well as just common sense, right? Getting on YouTube and saying, well, I know the search volume doesn't suck because here's the numbers that the top, 20 videos are getting. So obviously there's a search volume for it, right? So it's kind of just mixing all that stuff together. Like those tools can help you find certain areas that you wouldn't have thought of, right? And then you just mix it with searching YouTube itself, which is my favorite thing to do. And then, yeah, exactly. So yeah, just mix them all together is the most helpful way to do it. It's just helping you identify different things that you maybe didn't think about before. And it's more accurate in some areas than others. Alright guys, so we'll probably jump off here unless you guys have anything else, and then we'll be doing 3 more of these. Like I said, I'll shoot out an email before I do the next one, just so everybody knows, so that hopefully we'll have more people in the next one. All right. Awesome. Okay, cool, David and Samurai. Hopefully that helps you guys out. Appreciate you guys stopping by, and we'll see you guys next week.